Be careful what you wish for. How many times have you heard that saying? And have you ever sat back and thought about what it means or how it's impacted your life? I know for my life, it's impacted me in so many ways. And if you follow me on Break Fear, Find Freedom podcast, you know I don't believe in coincidences. It's all about synchronicities. And it all depends about, again, be careful what you wish for. So what are you wishing for today? I know what Anya wished for 2 years ago. And somehow the universe conspired and we met. And out of that, some beautiful transformations came through. Now, this is what this podcast is about today. So sit back, relax, and listen to the live we had with Anya and I, and see what you can get out of it and understand the nuances of this exact phase. Be careful what you wish for. On that note, sit back, relax, watch it, and I'll see you on the other side.
Thank you. So everybody, this is Carina. She is my wonderful healer and my friend,
right?
And soulmate, right? We all can be soulmates. Who helped me to find my freedom and break my fear. And I know Carina, I met you about 2 years ago. I saw you on one of the lives from different coaching, and what you said when you introduced yourself very much resonated with me. When on the lives somebody asked you, what do? You said, I find a source of your fear, and I help you to find freedom. And I was taken also by your story, because you found your freedom and you break your fear. So it was at the time we all was in lockdown, and I went first time I went back to Belarus after all of my story happened. And I actually took a risk. I didn't know how it's gonna go, but it went well. And this is where I saw you, and that's when I decided to have to get classes with you, coaching with you. And that's where you, because all of this started, my fear started right there, and it was perfect timing when I met you. Actually, that I discovered you there. While I was there, and while I'm sitting in my bedroom where I was living when I was a kid, and I was dealing, with my fears with you through internet, which is quite amazing. So thank you. And when I posted my story, a lot of people had the interest, like a lot of interest. And I would never, ever in my life, it was so scary. Remember when we met, how much I was scared? I was so scared that I didn't know what to expect. I was so scared to face my own fears, the source of my fears. I was shaken. I remember how I was shaken that, I don't know. And now, today I'm like writing the story like it's somebody else. So I'm kind of step outside, was able, through coaching with you, I was able to step outside of this mindset, out of this fear, like disconnect myself, move forward from it. And that's how I can actually talk about it and not to be embarrassed about it. Because I've been embarrassed and scared most of my life that people are gonna find out about my past. And let's say even my ex-husband, when I when I will write a story later, people will know. I was so scared to find out, and he found out later. And through my own fears, I remember how I was. I kind of sabotaged our relationship even then, because I decided in my mind, if somebody gonna find out, they're gonna tell me bye, goodbye, because I don't deserve love. I don't deserve love. I don't deserve to be liked. I don't deserve to have good friends. And actually, because of that, I had some not very good friends as well, because your intention matching, you know. So my fear that I'm not liked, I worked so hard to make my friends, so hard, and I was attracting lots of not very nice in general people who would just suck out of me energy, and they see that I'm good, that I'm insecure, that I really want to be loved, and they just, you know, using it in any way that you can. So why? Sorry, somebody, guys. We're gonna read the comments later, okay? So people just reading the comments. So thank you for helping me out to go through all of this. And there's lots of work to do. There's something still coming up. While now, where we at? And yeah, so this is why. Thank you for being here, Carina. So please tell everybody. I have so much more new followers and new viewers since last time we spoke. So why don't you introduce yourself and tell everybody what you do in a better words than I am, and tell us about your latest book that you wrote.
Thank you, Anya. Thank you for introducing me to your people. I mean, I know we've spoken before in labs, but I just want to go back a bit about your story, and I'm smiling to myself because it's so beautiful with this work, where you can get to a point where your story doesn't matter anymore and it doesn't trigger you. You can step out of it and look at it and say, hey, that person doesn't exist anymore. I'm not that person anymore. I've grown out of it. I've learned, I've grown, and I can accept, for the want of a better word, I can accept what happened to me, and it's okay. And I know I'm not trying to minimize, because what you went through was horrible. I cannot even, but it's just about that. So for that, it's like beautiful to see that growth. And it's so beautiful to be a part of it and to see how you've grown, and like, wow, you know, that Anya is not the same as this Anya. And that is like amazing on its own, right? And so very good. And like, yes, I'm brave, fear, find freedom, because I've always been, you're still there, Anya? Because you're frozen on the side. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Yes,
for me.
No, I'm just thinking about the same, yes. And I'm really thinking how I've grown, actually. I'm letting it sink that in. And I'm trying to think back
you know
that you're right.
A beautiful thing is, I'm going to put up a playlist. The beautiful thing is that we've done, when we met, we did a podcast together. Obviously, Break Fear, Find Freedom, that's my podcast, right? And if you look at that first podcast compared to the last one we did with your story, there's huge growth just on that. And when we do another one, you'll see the growth as well, because you've stepped into a whole different life now as well, where you've had the courage to actually share your life with a beautiful with your beautiful lover, with your beautiful soulmate, twin flame, or whatever it is. And that's huge as well, because that's such a scary thing to be able to say, you know what, I'm okay with myself, I'm good, I love myself, I respect myself, and I can keep my business. I don't and have this person in my life, and I don't have to lose myself in this relationship. I can keep my business. I can keep myself. I can keep the love for myself, and love this person unconditionally, and we can do it together and just grow together. So even on that note, Anya, that is beautiful as it is. And how much courage did you need to do that? Lots, right?
Yeah, it's been a ways and ways. Like, I'm almost 42 in 15 days, just FYI. And only now, maybe about like a year ago, or 2 years ago, maybe. Yeah, 2 years ago. So I know you probably longer than that. I kind of started having this, like, some sort of idea I don't want to feel like this anymore. It's exhausting. It's exhausting to feel a certain way. It's also like, you're getting through the loop of the events, the same and over, and the life gets underway, or we just like walking by day, going to work, doing this thing, and you don't deal with what your soul tells you, because it doesn't feel right, right? You always that feeling that you're doing something not right, or that you should be somewhere else, or should be something, they're doing something like, or just sit down and listen to it, listen to your heart. Our heart, it's our I don't know, soul speaker, I guess. But yeah, and I remember having that feeling that I'm done. I'm loved. I want to be loved because I'm a good person. I realize that I'm a good person. I look at different people, my friends, my exes, even I make a difference in their life, like for good, for the better. And I understand that. I suddenly understood. So my intentions, like I wanted for everybody good, but me. But usually it was on on expense of my my happiness, or my time, or my finances, or something. Because like I become selfless. But over time, I just understood that I'm doing something, because you feel deprived later on, right? When it's only one. And I remember that feeling that no, there should be a different way, because I deserve to be happy, and I want to, and I want to know 100% without any doubts that I'm loved by this person or this person, like in general in a relationship. And again, what it takes, it's most definitely what it takes is when you look in the mirror, it's yourself, and you love what you see, and you can see your attraction in the mirror loves you back. So you taught me this, actually. You taught me this, and we had to go through a lot, like a little different things, pull it out of me, and layer all these fears, insecurities. Sometimes I go off, and you're always there for me. Thank you. So I remember that feeling that I decided.
Yes.
And that's when the work really started. That's when it's still happening, because your old fears, like especially in my sleep, in my dreams, all these fears, they coming up. My God, some dreams they not very nice. I want to wake up and like question my man. It's not even his fault. It's just a dream. So,
yeah, that's
yes,
also beautiful. But also, again, sorry, Anya, you can't start healing until you make the decision to say, you know what, this is enough. I've had enough of this life. I don't want this anymore. I need to change it. I need to change something. And then you find, like you did, you find when you were ready, it's like people come into your life, and you start meeting the right people. Because you're ready and you've opened yourself up to this. So it's also about that, right? And of course, the fears as well. There's so many layers of them. There's layers and layers and layers. And you go down deep and you heal that. And then as you're relaxed and you're living your life and you're thinking, wow, I'm great. Then that's the time when the other little fears can come out, creeping out, because you're relaxed, right? And you're unaware of it. And it's like peeling, it's like an onion, really. It takes time. But it's about self-love again. It's about loving and respecting and honoring yourself for who you are. And being able to look in the mirror, like you said, and say, wow, you know what? Hey, I'm pretty awesome. So, yes. Yes.
Yeah. Yes. It's a nice feeling. It's a nice feeling, not questioning, accepting yourself. Surrender to whatever you are, whatever it is works for you today, the word that you need to use, because sometimes the same things kind of don't like stop, like it's like over, like you listen too much to it a lot and it lose the sense, so you just switch the word, right? The other thing I wanted to mention that with you, through the work, it just came to me. Even when I met you, I already had a business which kind of fell apart because of COVID, or what do you call that thing? So it fell apart, but even then I was much like, because of being trapped in your trauma, you behave in a certain way. You almost create that other identity that you want people to see, and also that you want, like that you are actually, because you like this identity, and this is who you are. In my case, business and looking out for people, helping out. It's not all only like, money making. It's just life and friends. And because of this coaching with you, I was able to look back. Even then, I never even give my credit that I'm so much forward. Every single day, each and one of you, look at yourself right now, and from what trauma, that whatever your voice in your head, like what's your story, all of you know what it is. And look at your then and now, and actually give yourself a credit how much forward you've gone. You're just stuck in your, mind that it's creeping at you, like all running your life mentally, but you actually much forward than where it sense of what it's started. And because, my business, and I live in Canada, I have a good life. I have a good life because I can compare to something. I was homeless, and I, all of these things happen, and, no, nothing, right? Hungry, and like no identity, nothing. I didn't know what to do. So no matter how bad my times are, I know it's never going to be the same way.
Yes.
It's never going to be as bad. It was a good training. Like even, because of the mindset I gained from this coaching, I'm not embarrassed of this story, but I'm also, I wouldn't choose any different because I already lived my life. Sit and regret. No, we're gonna do something about it. We're gonna make with this something. First of all, I'm writing the book, which my boyfriend helps me to do it because I don't know how to write in English good. Thank God. But this actual story is able to show others you're doing fine. You're doing fine. Or prevent others from doing something that they shouldn't.
Yes.
Okay?
It's going to be very inspirational for a lot of people, and give people tools to be able to say, hey, you know what? Anya got through all that and more, and I can do that too. So again, it's always about seeing the blessings. And I know it's hard because we go through so many things, and you'd say like, oh, what is your problem? How can I see the blessings in that, what that person did to me, or what happened to here, or whatever it is? But if you take a step back and you look at it and you think, well, what can I take out of this? What blessing? There must be a blessing that I can take out of this. Despite what happens, it doesn't matter what happens. At the end, it happened, right? If you can take that blessing out of there and use it and grow with it and go forward in love, it'll change everything. So, yes. And that's the beautiful thing, because you can do it. And another beautiful thing, you talk about identity. You can change your identity. It's not like you have to be a traffic controller or whatever you are right now for the rest of your life. You can change it. You can change your identity whenever you want to. That is up to you. And that's beautiful as well, because that gives you choice. And it gives you freedom, right?
And it does. It's I know I'm still ways to go. I know, because once you find this freedom, I heard this cool expression. You didn't get that
exactly.
this far.
I love that. Yes.
I love this. right? I really resonate with it because now that I moved in with my beautiful man. He's wonderful and helpful and completing me and understanding me and vice versa. And sometimes we have those things. I'll talk about it later. And actually, when they happen, you teach me to come from a place of love each time. And it's like piece of cake relationship, It's not that hard.
Yeah.
I know it's hard, but it's not that hard when you come from a place of love. And I love that. So, sorry, I lost my thought. I was so excited about something to say. So sorry, so much to share. Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay.
Take over. I wanted to say something.
It will come to you because it's important, right?
Yeah. Oh, yes. So I remember. Sorry. So what I wanted to say that so you didn't get far to stay here, right? Because once you overcome something, like your little steps, they become suddenly like you're moving forward so much with every because you expand in a way, right? But now, then you kind of sometimes you need to kind of settle in your achievement. Whatever it is, right? And kind of get comfortable with it before you do the next step. And now, the reason I keep saying I still have ways to go because of this, because I didn't get this far to stay here. I know I'll need more coaching, and it's the only way to grow. It could be your own self to coach, but it's always good when you have a good guidance who specialize on specifically this to how to move you forward.
Yes.
And
sometimes you just need someone to hold your hand and say, okay, let's go this way, because you can do it, but you just need the support. And because you're so close to the subject you're so close to yourself, right? It's easier if someone comes from outside and says, hey, this is what I see, and you work and you dance together to just support. So that you just need that support and that love to get you to the next level. So that is exciting as well. But to go back to what you were saying, it's very important to acknowledge what you've done and to just enjoy it for a bit and say, wow, you know what, I've accomplished that. That's really good. I'm really excited. I'm proud of myself for doing that, for getting this far. And then sitting with it for a bit and then going forward to the next level if that's what you want. Of course, it's always about choice. It's always about what you want in your life and living life on your terms, right?
Yeah. But you know what, I know I need to move forward because, first of all, for me, it's like to be in a relationship, actually a healthy relationship. Mm-hmm. It's something very new. And one thing I find in a relationship right now that I'm very, very present to it. So we only live for 1 month together. I don't know, it feels like the other day he was just saying, just take it easy, we just live 1 month together because I have so many plans. And I'm like, oh, you really? It feels like lifetime. Mm. Because we're so present with each other. Yeah. It's a great thing. And it's such a good mindset, I gotta say, like I remember when I was married, I wasn't present. I didn't want to be there. And it has nothing to do even with him. It just, like the language that I'm speaking now, it wasn't available yet. I couldn't even learn that language then. You know how people get married, they don't even know why, because everybody else married. And I remember I wasn't present. I was, even like a lot of us actually during the day, when you're in the car, you're already thinking in the end of the day, I get it, the kids, how to feed, to pick up something, this and this. And all this technology, as much as sorry, I'm going to bring that up, you know, how much it's make it easier.
Yes,
It's
yes.
building up again much more. You know, oh, I can do it. You can deliver it to me to save my time. But like, shoot me in if you have to have me on the screen 5 more minutes. No way. I'll just go for a walk and I'll buy it. You know, but maybe those little walks is actually the time when you can get this.
Yeah, that's
mindset,
important.
you know.
Yeah,
But,
it's important to walk to step
like,
away from technology and to live in the real world, right? To go out and to live in the real world, like for you to spend time with your partner, to be with each other, and not with a phone. Put the phone away. It's just like spending time together, taking that walk out in nature, right? And or even down around the block and just meet other people and just get into life, because this technology is beautiful. It's great because we wouldn't be able to have this conversation, right? But it can be destructive if you allow it to be as well.
Yeah.
So it's always about balance,
Absolutely.
and yes, and love yourself enough to give yourself that space and to give yourself the time to relax and to walk around, because it's important. It's important to get sunlight, right? For example. Yeah.
Yeah. I talk about well before you and I. If it wasn't that cold outside, I would be live with you out of forest. You know, I like being in the forest. But like right before this, I went for a walk. I needed it, and all these little things I learned from you. Yeah. So you and I we spoke earlier. First of all, I wanted to mention something. Somebody made a few comments. Thank you, both of you. Thank you. And they asking us to save this video. Yes, we will. Because of course, that's why we're going live. So you guys have opportunity to have the coaching with Carina. Carina, please tell us about your website. What it is you offering? So people.
Okay, so what I'm doing is I do breakthrough intimacy coaching. It's just something new that I've started because it's of the great need I've seen within the environment, within the marketplace. Because I find that us as women, we always give, and it's not only women, you know, it's everybody. There's people just give. Some people give, some people take, and some people are so scared to say no. And this affects your relationship. You know that. And then there's also the fear of the intimacy, the fear of what if this doesn't work, or I can't get close to this person because I'm afraid, or because like you, past experiences with bad relationships, toxic relationships, with all sorts of things that happen to us, right? So this coaching, it's one-on-one coaching. It's just it works better that way for now, and because you need that connection, you need that contact, because it's such a personal, deep kind of, and you need that connection, you need that support, right? So it's just one-on-one coaching, 3 months. Within 3 months, you can work on a whole lot of fears, and you can start changing your relationship. And I'm talking about you change yourself, your relationship changes. That's the basis of the coaching, right? So yes, that's basically what it's about. I'll put the link below, and
Yes, because I'm gonna save this video, and I want every single soul that watching this video to be able to go into your website, because I'm gonna attach into the stories for the next week. I think so people I know sometimes it's getting shadowed, some of the videos in some countries, but I think a lot of people could use your help. Honestly, like we all could use each other's help. And you know what? Sometimes we scroll through videos or TikToks. There is a small little things. If you do that, it's all good. It's set you in a good mindset. But way too many, and then you're out of it. right? But when you specifically give this time to yourself, this 1 hour, I don't know, 2 hours, whatever you give to yourself, and you focus this on specific one thing, you understand?
Yes.
I don't know, everything else becoming better because you focused on one thing, and I think it's a lot of people issue right now that nobody can focus on one thing at a time. Like as we speak right now, I have so much on my mind, and I'm guilty of it. Like I'm even looking at my waxing pot that the wax is fell over and it's messy, so it's distracting me. But once that's why this is why actually I know it's those time to yourself that you would invest for you. That's a gift for you, for yourself, to learn how to love yourself. And no matter how much we learn how to love ourselves, I feel like every time after, it's like I didn't know what I know now. I can listen over this message, but it's like maybe I'm speaking better language suddenly every single time. So it's unlimited.
And it's unlimited. When you're ready to hear it, the message, you hear the message. It's very strange, but that's how it is. So sometimes you listen to something and you don't hear it until one day it's like, whoa, I didn't hear that. Oh, that's what you were saying. That's how it impacted me. And with this work as well, you think you work with one thing and it just impacts everything in your life. So you work on that one issue for that moment. And I mean, you know that for yourself, right? We started with the panic attacks and then it just like, it just flows into your life and your life just changes. And different people come into your life. Another thing you also have to understand with this work is that you lose, certain people fall out of your life, and you've experienced that as well, right? As you start working, as you start growing, some people fall away and other people come in. So you have to be ready for changes within your life as well, which is very exciting. So thank you, Anya.
It is exciting, and you know, I wasn't ready for like some people go out of my life, you know, because like as I said, like back in the days, I was so insecure. I worked so hard to gain my friends in my life, and because of this insecurity, sometimes you think the world is running around you, and some people just disappear. They just have different priorities. Some people have grandchildren, extra grandchildren. The time changes, right? So you're not their priority, and it is okay. Before, I thought I said something, I did something, and sometimes, like that awareness right now that it's not about me. It has nothing to do with me. I know I am a good friend or a good girlfriend to this person. And it's not about me that they have this face.
Yes.
They have a life. So that thing, it's something you have to learn because, you know, sometimes people like, I took this, I learned this little thing that, you know, everybody have their expression on their face. Okay, some people, I have some clients, and I know she's very happy. She loves my facial. And I'm thinking first time, she's never going to come back. She loves it. It's just the way her face is. She's like, no, I'm very happy. And I'm like, so happy. But you know what? As we grow up with our mothers, fathers, or whoever we hang out a long time, we catching this expression of the face, right? And so when we look at each other, we have those thoughts. Oh, what if she has this face for? What did I do? It has nothing to do with us. Nothing to do with you. Just face. Like maybe her eyes landed on you while she was thinking about something, and you decide what did you do. So that awareness, actually, that it's not about me. It's also very good. I think there should be like full coaching just on that. It's not about you. Focus on your own universe. You know, this is the only real thing. And if they have problems with it, let them. It's okay. They can't.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, yeah. So, Carina, can you tell us, please? First of all, I want everybody, guys, please check it out. Carina's podcast. I listened last podcast with this interesting
Yes.
with woman. Can I say it about the?
Thank you. Thank
what
you.
a great podcast! Wow. Interesting people on your podcast, guys. Please watch the Break Fear, Find Freedom podcast.
It's on YouTube.
Carina,
at Break Fear, Find Freedom on YouTube.
On YouTube, yes, yes. All of your links, I'm gonna post it after on story, so people can just find you there and just listen to it. It's worth it. It's very good. And again, you know what? Like, I have my story. Somebody have their story. And again, over and over, when I share my story, I keep saying, no feeling sorry for me. I don't feel sorry. Now I'm stronger because of it. And I made my choices and I paid for those choices. Yes, I was young, all of this. But come on. You know, I could have, used my brain a little bit. And it is what it is. But when I listen other people's stories, you like, oh, I'm doing not bad at all. My story not. Yes. So you can compare it, and then you actually have this perspective, and you really appreciate it, and you understand that, like, somebody can just fail their exams, and it's gonna ruin their whole life mentally. They're gonna be behaving like a failures because they trapped in that loop.
Yes.
Okay. Until you
break that. Yes.
Right. Well, that's
it's like also breaking the chains of your head, breaking the chains of your mind, breaking the fear within your mind, and just like, and that frees you.
Because.
No, that's good. I know. No, I was just saying, it's just breaking the chains of freeing yourself from the chains within the fears and the chains within your mind. What were you saying? Sorry, Anya?
Yeah, no, I was saying that our mind, let's say I was, raped and all these things that was happening, but my mind going through the same, what this person that failed their exams through the same kind of thing, and it can damage that person that they physically went through something else, not as maybe harmful, but the mind is going through the same trauma. So that's why, and coming from the place of love, not like feeling sorry for myself or like diminishing somebody's story, understanding that, just understanding that how we are so similar. We are so much alike, every single person. And I think the more people understand this, the more, I don't know, we will be more kind to each other. We're going to see less of negative comments online, or, like how like a lot of bloggers talk bad about each other. I don't get that, or like, and it amazes me how even people figuring it out even online, how to, poke on each other. But we all just try to figure it out. So the more people will understand that we're just all alike, the more
it starts with that.
Kind to ourselves. Because you want to be treated right? Yes. So please tell us again about your book, which you just finished.
Well, my book is about, it's called The Clank of Chains. It's about my journey through immigration detention here in the US. And it's just like the person that walked into the place scared, alone, afraid, full of fears, and then walking out free almost. So it's just about that, and how you can change, but just by doing a little thing every day, changing your attitude, changing your mind, really, and one of the main things is taking the focus, like you were saying, Anya, taking the focus off yourself and putting the focus on someone else. So if you can go out and help someone and I'm not saying go out and do volunteer work. Everyone's got time. If you want to do that, that's fine. But even just smiling at someone when you're walking down the street, or saying hello to someone on the street, or just being kind and letting someone in front of you when you're driving. Little things like that make such a big a difference to the way you feel about yourself. And it just changes everything, because it changes your mind about things. So that's the book, The Clank of Chains, and the YouTube channel. The podcast is at Break Fear, Find Freedom on YouTube. And then I'll send you the link for the.
I can't wait for people to.
I've just opened it up for this month. I'm looking like for 7 people, and that's it. Then I'm going to close it again for the next 3 to 5 months. I'll see how it is. So it's just first of the year. It's a good time now, because a lot of people, there's so many things that are going on in the world, and people are afraid. They're scared. They don't know where to go. It's a new year. What am I going to do? How am I going to do? Do I want to stay in this relationship? How can I change it? Or what do I want to do? Or how do I get away from hiding in the corner because I'm so afraid, or hiding under the covers because I'm so afraid, or just being so demotivated and thinking life's not worth it? So those are the kind of questions that you should be asking yourself. Very nice.
Beautiful. People asking if we can be answering questions. Please go ahead. And they asking Ziaro Z asking for the link for the book. Yeah. I'm gonna post that below or in the story after, which gonna take you into the actual life. Yes, guys. Yes. I post everything within the next 10 minutes. Everything you need to know, and I'm gonna actually carry on for next week for everybody who missed this live. To be able to, so they can actually go through the stories and just click on your page. Because I find a lot of people don't understand how it works. That's why they keep sending me a lot of texts. How do I find Carina? How do I find Carina? So I'm just going to keep posting that on stories.
And yes, and if we want to do a question and answer live, we can even do that when you get a chance towards the end of the week or next week or whatever. If your audience wants that, if your people want that, we can do that too.
Absolutely, we can live in a couple of weeks, because we're still working on the story, the continuous story. But I want people to go into your website and in your page, and listen other people's stories, and get fascinated by how you helping to find people freedom. And it's a blessing. I was listening to somebody who I really enjoyed listening. He was mentioning do something. I thought of you actually when he said that when you do your work, and you know that it brings you joy, and it also helps to the world and future.
Oh, thank you.
You're doing
thank you, Anya. Thank you.
That's you.
Appreciate that. That's beautiful. Well, thank you, Anya. This has been an honor. It's been an honor and a pleasure. And thank you to everyone who's been watching and commenting or whatever. And I can always answer. If you want to comment and ask questions, you can send them to me, or we can answer them.
I'm gonna tag your Instagram page or TikTok. She also has TikTok, and her website and her book. And please reach out and ask all the questions.
Thank you, everyone. Yes, reach out and ask. Let's chat. Thank you, Anya.
Yes, don't sit in your fears. Set yourself free, especially. So we always use that word, especially now times. Now, just now. 10 years ago, 10 from now, today, tomorrow, just now. It's always a good time. to break
Now's the only
fear
time,
and find
actually.
freedom.
Yes. Thank you, Anya. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Carina, for being with us. Very, very much. Always an honor. I love seeing you. I really enjoy our conversations. You always check in on me. I really appreciate that. Thank you. I feel you. And I can't wait actually to
that'll be so awesome.
person.
Thank you, Anya. This was an honor and a pleasure. Thank you.
I hope you enjoyed the show. And what did you get out of it? Did you relate to any of the things that Anya was talking about? Did it bring out different feelings within you and made you realize that there are things within your life that you can change? And did you see any similarities, or did you get any insights? So that's just food for thought. If you would like me to support you and guide you within your transformation and to take you to the next level within your relationships, just like I supported and guided Anya into the beautiful life that she's living now, just reach out to me. All the details will be below in the description box. And that's for this week. That's been beautiful. Thank you for being here with me. And let's see you again next week. Bye for now.